Have you ever given someone a second chance, only to regret it later? Sometimes, the wisdom of Buddhism teaches us that not everyone deserves that second opportunity. In this video, we will explore the Buddhist perspective on why giving second chances may not always be the best decision. Buddhism emphasizes understanding and compassion, yet it also teaches discernment. The concept of karma suggests that actions have consequences, and repeatedly forgiving harmful behavior might enable a cycle of negativity. The Dharma encourages us to set healthy boundaries, promoting self-respect and respect for others. In the path of personal growth, we learn that some relationships serve as lessons rather than lifelong journeys. By not offering a second chance, we respect the natural law of cause and effect, allowing individuals to face the repercussions of their actions, which is essential for their own karmic development. So, while Buddhism advocates for forgiveness, it also recognizes the importance of wisdom and self-care. Sometimes, the most compassionate choice is to walk away, not for spite, but for the betterment of all involved. 1. Karmic consequences. In Buddhism, the concept of karma is central to understanding how our actions shape our future. The principle suggests that every action we take has consequences, good or bad, that will come back to us, potentially in future lifetimes. This law of moral causation teaches that harmful actions lead to future suffering, while beneficial actions lead to future happiness. When it comes to second chances, Buddhism advises us to consider the karmic implications. Continuously forgiving and overlooking someone's negative actions may prevent them from experiencing the natural consequences of their behavior. This can hinder their personal growth and karmic evolution, as they may not learn from their mistakes. Moreover, repeatedly giving second chances to those who have caused harm can perpetuate a cycle of negativity. It may lead to further suffering for both parties involved. By not offering a second chance, we allow the natural course of karma to unfold, encouraging individuals to face the outcomes of their actions. This is not about holding grudges, but about recognizing that some actions have significant consequences that need to be addressed for true healing and progress to occur. In essence, the Buddhist approach to not giving second chances is rooted in the understanding of karma. It promotes accountability and the belief that enduring change must come from within. It's a call to practice discernment and compassion in equal measure, ensuring that our decisions lead to the well-being and growth of all beings. 2. Setting boundaries. In the teachings of Buddhism, setting boundaries is not only a practice of self-care, but also a reflection of wisdom. It is about recognizing our limits and respecting our own well-being, as well as that of others. The Buddha taught that while compassion is crucial, it must be balanced with prajna or wisdom. This wisdom includes understanding when relationships are causing more harm than good, and when it is necessary to let go for the betterment of all involved. Boundaries in Buddhism are not about pushing others away out of anger or malice, but rather about cultivating a healthy sense of self-respect. It's about acknowledging that we all have the right to a peaceful and harmonious life. When someone repeatedly causes suffering, despite being given chances to change, it may be time to draw a line. This is not an act of punishment, but a step towards preserving one's peace and dignity. Moreover, setting boundaries is a form of skillful means, upaya kaushalya, a concept in Mahayana Buddhism, which refers to the ability to adapt one's actions for the greatest benefit. By setting clear boundaries, we are teaching others how to treat us and what is acceptable in our interactions. This can be a powerful lesson for the one who has transgressed, as it confronts them with the direct consequences of their actions. Healthy boundaries also protect us from developing resentment or becoming enablers of negative behavior. They help us to remain compassionate without becoming martyrs. In the long run, this approach fosters healthier relationships and communities, as each individual learns to take responsibility for their actions. In summary, setting boundaries is a profound practice within Buddhism that encourages us to live with integrity. It teaches us to honor our own path and to interact with others in a way that is respectful and beneficial. By doing so, we uphold the principles of karma and dharma, and we contribute to a world where everyone can grow and thrive in a supportive environment. 3. Discernment and wisdom. Discernment and wisdom are pivotal in Buddhism, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships. The third key point delves into this aspect, highlighting the importance of applying Buddhist wisdom to discern when to grant second chances and when to withhold them. In Buddhism, wisdom, or prajna, is one of the paramount virtues. It is the insightful understanding of the true nature of reality, encompassing the impermanence of life, the principle of cause and effect, and the realization of non-self. When faced with the decision of whether to give someone a second chance, it is this wisdom that guides a Buddhist practitioner. The Buddha taught that not all situations warrant the same response. What is needed is a clear-eyed assessment of the potential for change. If a person shows genuine remorse and a willingness to change, then a second chance may be appropriate. However, if past behavior indicates a pattern unlikely to change, wisdom dictates that offering another chance may only lead to further suffering. This discernment is not about judgment or punishment, but about recognizing the potential for harm to oneself and others. It is about making choices that foster growth, healing, and well-being. By applying wisdom to our decisions, we ensure that our actions are aligned with the path of enlightenment and do not inadvertently contribute to the cycle of suffering. Furthermore, wisdom in Buddhism is not passive. It requires active engagement with our experiences. It involves learning from past interactions and applying those lessons to present circumstances. This means sometimes choosing the difficult path of not extending a second chance, as it may be the most beneficial for all parties in the long term. In conclusion, the Buddhist approach to second chances is not a blanket rule, but a nuanced decision made with mindfulness and insight. It is about using our understanding of karma, compassion, and wisdom to navigate the complexities of human relationships and to choose actions that lead to the greatest good. 4. Personal growth. In Buddhism, personal growth is often likened to a journey where each encounter serves as a potential lesson. The Buddhist teachings remind us that not all relationships are meant to last forever. Some are destined to be brief yet significant encounters that propel us forward on our path to enlightenment. The concept of anicca, or impermanence, is fundamental in Buddhism. It teaches us that all things are transient and subject to change. This impermanence applies to relationships as well. When someone repeatedly causes us harm, despite being given multiple chances, it may be a sign that the relationship has served its purpose in our lives. It is a lesson in letting go and moving on, which is a critical aspect of personal growth. By choosing not to give a second chance, we acknowledge that our journey must continue without this person. This decision is not made out of malice, but from a place of understanding that some cycles need to end for new growth to occur. It's a recognition that clinging to what no longer serves us can hinder our progress on the spiritual path. Furthermore, the principle of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, suggests that our souls are on a long journey of evolution. Each relationship we form is a chance to learn and develop. When we hold on to relationships that are no longer positive, we stall our karmic progression. By releasing them, we open ourselves up to new experiences and lessons that are more aligned with our current state of being. In essence, the decision not to give a second chance can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth. It encourages us to reflect on our experiences, learn from them, and apply those lessons to our future interactions. It is a practice of self-compassion and a testament to our commitment to our own spiritual development. 5. Compassion vs. self-care. In the Buddhist tradition, compassion is a fundamental tenet. It is the heartfelt wish for all beings to be free from suffering. However, compassion is often misunderstood as always being gentle or forgiving. True compassion, according to Buddhism, also involves wisdom and sometimes requires tough love or even separation for the greater good of all involved. The concept of metta, loving kindness, teaches us to wish well for others, but it does not obligate us to tolerate harmful behavior. Compassion does not mean sacrificing our well-being for the sake of others. Instead, it means wishing for happiness and liberation of all beings, which sometimes involves making difficult decisions that might not please everyone. Self-care in Buddhism is not selfish. It is necessary for maintaining one's health, peace of mind, and spiritual progress. When we continuously give second chances to those who have hurt us, we risk our own mental and emotional well-being. This can lead to burnout and resentment, which are obstacles on the path to enlightenment. Moreover, by not giving a second chance, we may actually be practicing a higher form of compassion. We allow others to learn from the natural consequences of their actions, which is essential for their growth. This is in line with the law of karma, where each individual must experience the results of their deeds. In summary, the Buddhist approach to not giving second chances is not about being unkind or unforgiving. It is about applying the principles of compassion and wisdom to protect oneself and others from further harm. It encourages us to make choices that promote healing, growth, and the ultimate liberation from suffering for everyone involved. 6. Transformation of relationships. In Buddhism, the transformation of relationships is a natural part of our spiritual journey. It is understood that as we grow and evolve, so too do our relationships. Sometimes this means that a relationship that once was beneficial may no longer serve our highest good or the good of the other person. The principle of anatta, or non-self, teaches that we are not fixed beings, but rather a collection of experiences and actions. As we learn and change, our relationships must also adapt. When a relationship becomes a source of repeated suffering, despite opportunities for rectification, it may be a sign that it's time for a transformation, which could mean not giving a second chance. This transformation is not a rejection of the person, but an acknowledgement of the impermanence of all things, including relationships. It's a recognition that holding on to something that is no longer positive can prevent both parties from finding new paths that are more aligned with their current state of being. Furthermore, the practice of mindfulness in Buddhism encourages us to be present with our experiences and to see them clearly. This clarity can reveal when a relationship is no longer contributing to our growth or happiness. By choosing not to give a second chance, we are not acting out of spite, but are making a conscious decision to pursue paths that lead to true contentment and enlightenment. In essence, the transformation of relationships is about embracing change and recognizing that letting go is sometimes the most compassionate action we can take. It allows both individuals the freedom to learn, grow, and find peace. This key point encourages us to view our relationships through the lens of Buddhist wisdom, understanding that each person we encounter is a teacher and every relationship is a lesson in the art of living. In conclusion, the Buddhist teachings offer profound insights into the nature of relationships and personal growth. They teach us that not giving a second chance can sometimes be the most compassionate and wise decision. It allows individuals to face the natural consequences of their actions, fostering accountability and learning. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and respect for others, preventing cycles of negativity and enabling healthier interactions. Wisdom in Buddhism is about discerning the right course of action that leads to the well-being of all beings. Personal growth involves understanding the impermanence of relationships and embracing change as part of our spiritual evolution. Ultimately, the balance between compassion and self-care guides us to make decisions that are not only beneficial for our own peace, but also for the collective growth and enlightenment of all involved. If you found wisdom in our journey today, subscribe to Buddhism Bliss for more enlightening content. Share peace, spread insight, and join our community of mindful living.